Hey, it's Wednesday, it's 3 o'clock. Welcome to Together Unlocked, brought to you as always by Together 2012. We're a disability arts organisation in the main London 2012 borough of Newham. We were the main host borough for the Paralympics, and we are creating a cultural legacy. We've been online since the 30th of March, embracing our unexpected digital year. I'm Ju Gosling, also known as the artist Ju90. I'm artistic director of Together 2012, and we're running this live stream from my studio in Canning Town. With me in the studio is our chair, the artist Julie Newman. I'm going to come back to Julie for a bit of audio description in a minute, but first, let's have some introductions from the people wriggling around at the other end of our virtual sofa in the West Midlands.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hi, I'm Robin Surgeonator. I am business director at 2012 and an artist known as Angry Fish. Yes, we look great beforehand, and then when it zooms in, we suddenly find that we're not quite in the right place. So sorry about that. Today up here in the Midlands, it is extremely wet. It has, in fact, almost not stopped raining since just after the show on Monday. And I had to go out earlier. Hence the look. Sorry.
Do you look like?
I look like someone who's been out in the rain and slightly dishevelled with no-rimmed glasses with black arms. Even less shaved than I was on Monday. So I've got about 5 mil growth, but it is coming off shortly. And today I am wearing a black polo shirt, which you can, for those who can see, it says Angry Fish on the left breast.
I am Josh Surgeonator. I'm also one of the hosts of Together TV, and I am a PhD student. I have blonde hair that's actually up and pulled back at the moment because I couldn't see, and it made me sneeze all the time because it kept going in my nose. So my lovely sister helped me out by putting it into a kind of ponytail bun-esque function over fashion.
It is blonde today, though.
But yeah, it is
blonde. Just rocking those coronavirus looks.
Yeah. If anyone remembers Troll Dolls, it's kind of a little bit like that. And I'm actually wearing my glasses today as well because I was being all academic earlier and reading a journal that was printed in lovely Access Standard 4-point, I think. So I had to put some glasses on to be able to read the kind of scan of the document from about 1985. So they are black frames, black arms with a little white bit at the end, but you can't see that.
And what are you wearing?
Oh, yes. I'm wearing a long sleeve polo shirt that has, it's a blue top kind of over the shoulders and chest, and then white, and then blue for the rest of it. And it has a blue collar, and it has the Rugby World Cup logo from Japan last year on the breast.
Brilliant. We try and do audio description throughout the show, not just for visually impaired viewers, but also because we know that it's not always that easy to see on an internet channel compared to the standard broadcast. So I have a very short self-inflicted corona crop, hennaed red. I've got black plastic glasses, I've got black wrist braces, I've got silver jewelry. And for once, although it fades a bit into the background, I have a black t-shirt on with a Doctor Who Cyberman. And I'm partly wearing that because at 3:15 we have the third of our new AppDate features, where we'll be telling you all about the new NHS Coronavirus App, which I have seen, one of the first people in the country. So we're going to get to that at 3:15. But first, we'll be talking art, poetry. But first of all, what do you look like, Julie?
Another day older. I've got silver and gold hair. I've got dark rimmed glasses. I've got a white t-shirt with "Choose Love" written on it in black letters. I've also adorned today. I'm adorned with a torque, which is a type of bracelet with wolf's heads on it, and also with a little pendant with two wolves baying at the moon. So I'm very wolfish today.
AppDate is a very new feature about the exciting pilot for the NHS app, but we've decided it's also a great opportunity to pun. So, what have we got for us to start with? Do you want to start with the usual line, Robin?
What's app, Doc?
Glad you asked. No doubt by the time the pilot's finished, we've got through all of the dreadful puns and actually got quite good at this. Well, on Tuesday, yesterday, I went to the very first briefing that the NHS held and saw the app in progress. And it's actually very good. Now, people who know me would be quite surprised at me saying that about anything. One of the reasons I'm known as a Ju90 the cyborg is I've been working with technology since the early 90s. I was, in fact, the first student in the UK to do my PhD as a website, etc., etc. So I was Ju90 the cyborg. So it takes a lot to impress me, including kind of the usual kind of graphic design issues. But in fact, I think the NHS has done a very good job. It was actually presented by one of the NHS equality leads, a woman called Amina. And Amina obviously knows an awful lot about access. Having said that, we know, and the NHS knows, there are always ways that you can make things better. And that is the point of the pilot. So, what we will be doing over the next few weeks is reporting back on the app, talking about the app, asking you about apps, whether you live in Newham or not. You know, what's your favourite app? What is the app you hate most? Why do you find apps difficult? If you do, what do you find good about them? And as artists, what are our favourite apps? Because in our digital year, that is going to become more and more important. I'm just wondering, guys, we talked a lot. Well, we started talking about our favourite apps on Monday, and just as now, we have a highlights and links page on our website just underneath the main Together Unlocked TV menu. So, all of the apps we mention and anything else, those links will be there. Highlights and links usually goes live on the internet by about 6 o'clock, but if not, then quite soon afterwards. I think you had some initial points you were making to me earlier about the name. And I thought that was quite interesting that it hasn't really got a name other than Test and Trace, which of course has been the name of the program. But you don't think it's a very appealing name, do you?
No, because it comes over as track and trace. And I think anything that's got track in it, for any of us who who lived in the 80s, sort of tend to be a bit suspicious of, because it sounds like we're being tracked by the police, which is not something which appeals to certainly anybody who has spent any time in South London.
Well, shall I just put your mind at ease on that before we come on to talk about the name and see if you guys out there have got better names that we can supply the NHS? In fact, all of the data this app collects only stays on your phone. It's not at all like the one that they trialed in the Isle of Wight. Everything is anonymous, everything is just kept on your phone. The only time the NHS know anything is if you phone them up or contact them some other way and say, I've got symptoms, I think I need a test. How do I do it? And the app makes that really, really easy. That is, it puts the symptoms on the app so you can test them, but you can book that test directly through the app. And I think for anybody like me who spends a lot of time hanging on the phone because we can't use it, or, we know because we talked about this before that all of those systems still need improving. But I think it is definitely a plus. So, do you have any ideas for how it could be named in a cuddlier way by the NHS?
Well, no, I'm not sure. I don't think the NHS is particularly cuddly, but especially at the moment. But
this is a former nurse we're
It's
talking
absolutely
to,
true.
of course. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult the NHS by calling it cuddly.
No, it's not an insult. I think record and test is one way of doing it, so that you have a record of who's actually signed up, and then you have the opportunity to test and treat. So I just think taking track out of it would be, for me, I think that would give me a bit of reassurance.
Well, like I say, nobody takes your data when you download the app. The app is going to be available just like any app through the app stores, Apple, Google, and I imagine anyone else that they can get to carry it. You go to the app store for your particular phone just like you would for any other app and download it. The app store might have a record you've downloaded it, but it's not going to go over to the NHS. So, like I say, the NHS won't have any data at all. The power is very much in, the phone owner's hands, shall we
Well,
say.
I think that's right. But I think it would be appropriate.
Oh, I do appreciate the puns, Julie.
Yeah.
Keep them coming, please.
Not to mention track then, because it's a misnomer. It gives a false impression, and it does create uncertainty. I think I do believe what you say. I think it's absolutely right. Why would you not tell the truth? But at the same time, if you've got something that says track, then your mind starts to go around and you think this, that, and the other, and let's just get rid of it.
Well, that is the name of the whole program, and absolutely, let's find better ways. What do you guys think?
Well, I've normally got quite a good aptitude for naming things, so I'm working on it. In the back of my mind is crunching away. I'm not promising anything by the end of the show, but if something pops in,
Can't believe you didn't say appears.
well, I'll
That would
appease
be
myself with that then.
You had an epiphany.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's just wrong.
I mean, I think the thing to really focus on is the app is about tracking the virus. It's not about the people. It's not about the people that the virus has hitched a ride on. It is very much about tracking the virus and killing the virus by not giving it an opportunity to breed from person to person. And maybe that is something else we need to focus on as well. Generally speaking, favorite apps, without repeating what we've said previously?
Pardon me. I suppose there's a whole range of art apps which are jolly handy.
Yes. Now, one of my favourites, and we might talk about this a bit more on Friday. In more usual times, we have an art club on a Tuesday and a Friday, and Fridays is drawing and painting. But for now, I will just say that yes, I actually find the finger painting apps, which are usually free, and the basic drawing apps so easy to use. I've got both my hands splintered. I've got very sore hands and limited control over my fingers, and drawing with my fingers directly onto the iPad is actually, yeah, I found it a really interesting way to take up drawing. So those little apps, which have all been free, I have really enjoyed.
Well, Josh is the app king.
Yes, what do you?
Yeah, I mentioned Audible on Monday, and I said that I don't know how long I've listened to it for. I had a look after the show, and it only tracks it. It doesn't track any of your iTunes listening. It's only on the Audible app, so it doesn't count everything I used before this. But since kind of the middle of 2016, I listened to Audible for about 6 months of time, which is about 4,500 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, the other ones with the music app, I absolutely love, and then podcasts as well. It's just called podcasts. I use those three apps probably more than anything else on my phone.
Yeah, I do enjoy Spotify, particularly because I hold the business account for Together 2012. One of the things that I think it's important to remember, we're so used to apps. Well, we should be used to apps holding our data and, yeah, just keeping records of everything we've done right from the start. The NHS app won't, and I think that's really important. It's going to be keeping data that you put into it. For example, one of the features is you'll go to a community centre, you'll go to a mosque, you'll go to a church, you'll go to a pub. Instead of having to fill in some boring form to say you've been there. All you'll have to do is point your phone at their barcode poster, and your phone then knows that you've been there. But that data won't be kept for more than 14 days. Even your postcode, because you're able to put in the first part of a postcode only. So it doesn't hold any information, even on your phone, that just identifies you. But you can put in the first part of your postcode. That only lasts for 2 weeks, but it tells you in that postcode what the infection rate is. And the reason that disappears after 2 weeks is, at the moment, they don't have the facility to store more than one postcode, and they think people might want to swap between where they're on holiday, where they're working, where they're at home, and just be able to see, with a kind of really simple, straightforward traffic light system, is the risk low, is it medium, is it high? And then the app will explain what that means. I think that's it for today, apart from, please give me another dreadful pun. Robin?
I haven't got another dreadful pun, but I will.